Hello, hi. We are here on the wind energy. John, thank you very much for popping up on our stand on the cyber energy. I'm kind of a privilege to also hear that you guys work on the tech space. I want to hear more about you, and welcome to our stand.
Great, thank you, Raphael. It's really good to be here, and it's the second thing of the day at the Wind Energy Europe, Hamburg, which is really, really great. So, E&P Consulting, we are a digital energy consultancy. What that means is we help energy companies with their digital and data ambitions because we bring the domain experts that help them know more about their business domain, understand therefore the market and the solutions and what they can do when they want to implement some new technology, and then help them choose the right piece and then deploy it across their entire estate to make sure it satisfies what the business need is doing. And we do that because we're able to work very closely with them, understand their business domain and understand the digital domain, and we very much bridge the gap between the business side of the project and the digital side of the project.
Amazing. And John, since that we are talking about a lot of data, a lot of innovation on the tech space, cyber becomes kind of a huge need in terms of all the industry, and NIST 2.0 is coming to enforce that. How do you see that impact on the cybersecurity aspect for digitalization, sustainability, and also maintain us to generating and becomes more robust in the security world?
Yeah, so we see a lot of our customers are now implementing and have implemented, let's say, a process by which every project has to go through an assessment stage. They have to look at what they're doing, what they're touching, make some assessment. Is it high risk, medium risk, low risk? And then they have to deploy the relevant cybersecurity tools as necessary, which can be as simple as, let's make sure we've got a properly patched operating system on all the equipment involved. That's the simple kind of stuff, because you'd be amazed, I'm sure you probably have the numbers better than I do, the number of cybersecurity incidents that happen simply because you're still using an old Windows 2000 server somewhere that is absolutely open to the world, compared with if you have the latest hardened operating system, you're pretty much at the leading edge of the pack, versus even more sophisticated tools, because some of the projects we're involved in do use critical national infrastructure, it's called. And of course, that's the highest level that any country has for security required. And then you have to go through many security loops to make sure you've got the protection in place.
Yeah, you mentioned all the numbers. For our perspective, the threat landscape that's continue to happen on our kind of a portal, we can see more than 1 million attacks happening across all the asset classes, not only specific wind, but we can see that happening on the daily basis, which is quite a lot. And I think for our analysis that we have done with our clients, only 1% from the assets that we cover used to have some certain of protection. So there is no protection whatsoever today on the industry, which is sometimes, as you mentioned, there is a Windows legacy there. There is no one is doing anything until something happens. And then generation gets affected, price goes up, and then you have to cover your PPA as well. So I think that's also the scenario that we're looking at. I don't want to be sounds scary. However, the action that you can do today on your portfolio, like the minimum cyber hygiene, as we are talking here, we are not selling anything rock science. However, the minimum visibility and being able to see your portfolio entire from the network and security perspective is mandatory, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I mean, obviously, in some cases, it's a people process technology thing, isn't it? And the first bit of the people bit is, have you got a chief information security officer on board who's therefore able to lead this and drive this, get the relevant funding, get the processes in place, because that's what it comes back to make sure your projects are then looking at themselves, implementing the right technology, because what a lot of people don't understand, and if you're in the digital technology world, is any business has an unending need for technology improvements. There's always lots of people coming to your door saying, I need to implement this and I need to implement that, whatever it is. And therefore, there's always this value conversation you have to say, well, we can't afford everything. Where do we draw the line? Obviously, cybersecurity is one of those elements that's moving quickly up the priority list, so it then gets the funding and gets the approvals to get the work done, which involves, as you say, a team somewhere monitoring this kind of stuff, because we know some of our bigger clients who are really on the leading edge of this, they have the security team in place, they are defending against the hacks. They always say, you said 1 million there, and they talk about just in one big organization.